volunteers from Trinidad, Benguet, Philippines, December 31st, 1900. Whoa. So he was I did some research on him. He is a buffalo soldier.
Right.
So the buffalo soldiers were the black soldiers who fought in the Spanish War. And then after fighting in Cuba and Puerto Rico, they were sent to the Philippines. And so he was there. He brought this back home. I was able to buy this at an auction.
That's crazy.
And he just keeps it in his man cave.
Now you can reach over there for that top one over there because that's a crazy looking blade.
So this is what we call.
This house is crazy.
So we call what this is the lapu-lapu blade. So this is what lapu-lapu use.
On Mr. Magellan.
This is probably 100 years old, and this is a nice one because it has the handlebar on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's get that right here because that's crazy.
Oh, so it's missing the hair though.
Yeah, some of them have the hair. The hair might have just disintegrated after so long. And sometimes the antique dealers will glue the hair in there. The whole
oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. Another nice blade.
That's
okay. Wow, that is crazy stuff, folks. If you want to order your sticks,
he has a holiday deal.
He does have a holiday deal.
Look him up. This is my newest acquisition. It's the panabas.
Panabas.
Not just for coconuts.
Yeah. Well, heads maybe.
Yeah, that's a heavy.
Oh yeah, I mean for as small as it is, but look how thick it is right here.
Yeah, it's a thick piece.
And then it just flattens out into what looks like an axe head.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, beautiful.
I have I forget the name of it, but I know it's a Moro blade. And it's about like that. No, it's not a Chris. It's
a bottom. This is the other famous blade that uses the bottoms.
Oh my god!
I love the leaf shape, but for Filipino martial arts, it slices, but you can still
jab it.
Yeah. But again, the handle.
Hold on.
Yeah. So this is critical force. It's got a nice silver ferrule.
I see that. That's beautiful.
But these, I don't clean these because the mana of the blood of the people that these killed is still on there. I think it's important.
Wow.
So those have killed people.
Yeah. These are actually used.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it brings the value up a little bit.
All right, folks. I'm going to turn this over to these two.
We were going to do something physical besides showing you that stuff.
Okay.
So have fun with this.
Yeah. So this is.
So let's talk a little bit about Balintawak. So Balintawak is a close range fighting style, right? This is how close we fight.
Right.
That's it. And I think I mentioned earlier that in my old dojo, the firehouse, we trained a lot in the dark.
Oh.
And you can't train, or it's harder to train long range or medium range in the dark.
Yeah, close your eyes.
Yeah,
trying to feel
but
out.
close range, I can feel it. I can feel it, right? As long as I have, you got it. So Naeem's got it. As long as you can feel the stick or your hand on your opponent or on their weapon, you know where they're at. You know where they're at.
Yeah.
So I have students, we can what we call spar or agat as fast with the lights on as with the lights off.
Ooh.
Yes. And even do disarms in the dark.
So are you going to close your eyes?
We're going to blindfold you.
I'm gay!
So you don't see it coming.
I'm not very smart sometimes.
No. But Balintawak, the philosophy from Anshon Bokon is one block and one hit. Okay? So I see the stick as a whip. I don't know how you see the stick. It's solid. It doesn't flex. But if you see the stick, if you hit this way, it can only go as fast as your fist.
Right.
But there's nothing faster than the typical whip.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, it breaks the sound barrier.
You got it. So when you hear that crack, it's the sound barrier. It's a mini sonic boom. Right? How do you think those young girls who play tennis can whip that ball 100 miles an hour for the serve? It's because they treat the racket head as a whip. Or those old white men who play golf and hit that ball, 300 yards. They're not bodybuilding.
Right.
It's all about body mechanics. And it's about thinking of the racket head or the club head or the head of our knee stick as a whip. How do you get that speed? And the speed isn't,
right.
Here. Right. How can you get that speed from here, right? Without the big backswing. Because, if I backswing like this, you don't have time for that. So in Balintawak, we use our body mechanics, but we still see the stick as a whip, at least in the Philistine style.
Right.
So we hit like this, our feet slightly bent, our back foot is on the ball of our foot, and we aim by putting the stick on the part of the body that we're trying to hit on our opponent. Make sense? This is how we aim.
Okay.
So if I'm trying to hit you here, my stick is here. Boom. If I'm trying to hit you here on your ribs, I bring it down. Boom. If I'm trying to thrust to the belly, boom.
Oh,
That's how we
that's
aim.
interesting.
That's how we aim. When we hit, it starts from the feet. And then I turn my hips and my core. And then turn my shoulder, and finally, here.
That's the
So
way.
it's like,
There it is.
that's the whip. That's the whip.
Folks, this is you can hear it zoom
That
in your ear.
is the whip.
It's crazy.
Okay, so that's how we hit on both sides.
Right.
So
And-
I
and
told
then-
you, we have 12 strikes.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the knee, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. So our 12th shot, the kill shot, isn't this to the crown of the head, it is this to the whole front of the face.
Oh,
It
like
comes
that.
down like this.
Yeah.
Boom. And we generate our power by using our weight. So not only am I hitting,
Right.
but I'm dropping my weight at the end. Boom.
There it is.
See that?
Yeah,
So
beautiful.
even a young girl
Uh-huh.
or a woman who may not have the physical strength
Right.
that I might have can still use her 100 pounds and drop an attacker.
Yeah. I like that. That's beautiful.
That's how we do that.
That's wonderful.
Now, I mentioned earlier that when Naeem said he wasn't wearing a cup, and I said I would not do strike
Oh,
number
13.
13.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
strike
yeah.
number 13 is this. Boom.
Oh.
And you guys know, all it takes is that, and we're going to bend over. So
Oh, yeah.
this is 13, and when he bends over, this is 14. 13, 14.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. And,
But-
and I can see why you're able to do this in the dark. When you reference every shot to the point, oh, I know I'm going to hit the forehead.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the shoulder. I'm going to hit the knee. Because you reference your own body
Yes.
into the direction of what you're hitting. That's
But
wonderful.
knowing where I'm going to hit also depends on how I'm blocking. So the defense. And I'm going to show you that as well.
Okay.
So our defense, and we emphasize the defense because anybody can pick up a stick. I can walk down the street, call my neighbor, and give him a stick, and he can swing that stick
Oh,
and
yeah.
beat the hell out of us. But us Filipino martial artists, we have to know defense. So in Balintawak, the defense is pretty basic, I think.
Mhm.
So right foot forward, if you're right-handed, and again, our feet are shoulder width apart.
Okay.
That's very important because we don't want to be what we call tight roping. If you're tight roping, you're trying to capture balance.
Yeah, you want to keep that triangle
Right,
formation. Yeah.
you got it. So shoulder width apart, slightly bent to your front leg, and on your back leg, you're on the ball of your foot. So when we block, if our opponent's in front of us, we shift our weight to our back leg, and we're turning on the balls of our feet.
Oh.
There you go. And then your stick opposite your back shoulder, right? And your hand is here to provide support, either here,
Okay.
or if it's really hard here, or even your elbow. But here, but the stick, so the stick, let's get away from the wall a little bit. So, there you go. Here, turn. But your eyes always look at your opponent.
Got it.
So this hand is back here. The stick is opposite your back shoulder, and it's in line like a column
Oh, I see.
with your back leg. So that's what gives it the stability, right? Not only that, but your power is loaded up on that back leg, because that's your biggest muscle.
And that's what this
And your
happens.
core, when we turn, we're pointing our shoulder to the middle of our opponent's chest. So we're winding up our core like a spring. And so when it's time to counter after this block,
Oh.
bring it up to your ear, and then you counter. Twist, shift on your back foot, move your weight forward and down with that strike to the head.
Got it.
Always to the head, why the head? Because the head is the battery. In Belinda, we believe in one block, one hit, and a fight. That doesn't mean that we're not going to defang the snake sometimes,
Right.
but you want to end that fight as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to fight more than 2 or 3 hits.
Yeah, especially if you have other opponents.
Exactly. You don't know if you can fight 2 or 3 more other people.
Right.
But you want to end that fight as quickly and as efficiently as possible. That's why we do 1 block, 1 hit. 1 block, 1 hit. And by pointing our shoulder, we're also minimizing our own target.
Yeah.
Right? That's target here. You got it. You got it. So, you stand over there. So I'm going to give you, face me, I'm going to give you a strike number 1, and I want you to do a block number 1. Let me just show it. Right? It's nice and slow. Boom. Step.
Right.
You gotta look. The moment,
I'm learning, folks.
the moment, I thought you've been training for 7 years. The moment you take your eyes off your opponent, you're dead. You're dead. Because everything happens in milliseconds in Filipino martial arts. So, eyes here, so you're blocked there. Weights in your back leg.
Okay.
I see. Yeah, there you go. There, and then count.
Here.
Bring it up to here. And then count. Boom. That's it. Right? Boom. Still looking at the stick.
I'm learning. Here.
Still looking at the stick.
I know. Damn it. So it's
That's a bad habit.
It's always after I do it. Yeah.
That's a bad habit. But you see, I can, from this position, I can even tap him there.
Right, that.
So the tapping for me, that I know where he's at. But also the tapping, this can be a punch. You can push and pull. It can be a little blade. It can be a punch.
I'm glad you took that out beforehand.
Yeah.
You put it on the table before.
Yeah. So this is how close we are.
Yeah, so from here.
Yeah. Number 2 side, same thing. Step forward.
Okay, so here.
Can you fly that way? Weights on your back leg. Because you want to load up.
I see. So here.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. Except you don't want to do this. That's not a very efficient strike.
Okay.
From here, boom.
That's why you load back up here to get that.
Yeah. Right up to the head. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
There
it is.
The path of the stick from here,
Right.
as you turn your body, here. Because we want it to hit here, so it comes out here.
Okay.
If you hit here, if it's too straight, some of us Filipinos, we have hard heads. Just Fight's not over. But here, you hit this direction,
Right.
boom,
There.
boom. That's it. End of story. Boom. That's it. Boom. Boom. You see what happens when you put it up here?
Yeah.
You're always going to
automatically go.
Right. But if you're blocking here and you're hitting from here, that's it.
I see.
That make sense?
Yeah, so that becomes a reference point either way.
So in my drills for the students, when I'm teaching them how to block, we'll do a 3-step block. So 1, chamber, and then hit. Boom. So they get used to this. And then I'll do a 2-step. And then hit. And pretty soon, 1 motion. 1 motion. But you see how that stick is whipping out there? And it's not like this, block and then punch.
Right.
So you'll see some styles and some other Balindrots, they'll block and punch. But that punch stick and punch hit can only go as fast as the fist.
And if you're not in the right position.
And look at it, look at all that flex. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt.
Is it going to end the fight though?
But it's not going to end the fight.
Right.
So our thing is we need to end the fight as quick as we can. Yeah.
Oh,
Got it.
Yeah.
That's more of it. That's more of it like that. So let's try that. So choke down a little bit. The reason why we choke down to about 1 inch is because we don't want our punion to be vulnerable to a disarm.
Oh, I see. Get underneath.
Yeah, and hook it. So one, boom. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
even that slight.
Yeah. 2. Step forward.
Ooh, this was nice.
Yeah, but bring it.
Get that
chamber
up
more.
there.
Yeah, chamber it more. Bam.
Yeah. Okay. So from here. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's
Boom.
there.
There.
The rotation.
Boom. As you rotate your body, it's naturally going
Here.
to. Yeah. But bring your weight forward. See, by bringing your weight back, you're taking your power away.
Here. Okay. So from block here.
Boom. That's it. You see how now all your power and your weight is going into that stick.
Yeah, and then it makes more sense since you're bringing this weight here instead of going this way, and then you have to work harder to recover. This can just take you to another step.
That's it. That's it.
That's why the angle's here versus down this way.
That's it.
Beautiful,
That's
beautiful.
it.
No, you
That's
utilize
it.
the mechanics that it takes to do the block to go into the
I
strike.
train a lot of girls and women,
Mhm.
so I need to make sure that they use the proper body mechanics to get the most efficient shot. Because I tell them, you might only have one opportunity to get that one shot.
That one window.
Right. So we can't be teaching them how to hit off the back leg. They're taking their power away. Their power is their weight. So, boom, right there. And understand where the targets are.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
here.
So Bolento is also known for their counter to counters. I don't know if you guys realize that. So disarms. So disarms when we're disarming. Whenever I'm teaching disarming, I'm also getting them prepared to think about what's the counter to that disarm, and then what's the counter to that disarm. Right. So it's like a chess game. It's
Right,
like
back and forth. Yeah.
To me, that's the beauty of Bolento for me, is that it really is a thinking art.
I like it.
Where you're thinking of 2 moves ahead. Thinking 2 moves ahead.
Yeah,
2
he's
or 3
always telling me
moves ahead,
that
right?
too.
Right. So and I teach in concepts. Teaching concepts, not necessarily in hard and fast techniques.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
The techniques only work if you're doing it within the context of the context.
Listen to that, folks.
Right?
Only in the context does it work.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're just doing movements.
Exactly. And to get fast, you start slow. So let's switch sides here. So if you give me a number 1 up here, right? And this is my disarm, right? Boom, 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 boom.
Where was the slow?
I'm already thinking. All right. So again, one of the concepts of Bolento is we clip our elbows, and clipping our elbows is how we transfer our body weight to our stick. When we put our arms out, we lose that power. For instance, your arm. No. Here, with your arm. Oh, you got So it's about leverage, but it's also about all this internal energy being transferred to your arm and to your stick. Once we do this, it's gone.
Right.
Here, this is where our power.
So
our power zone is all here. That's why everything is here.
Right.
Right. And we shift that power by shifting our
like
weight
into
our opponent. Right. But give me that number 1 again. So notice my elbows are clipped, and when I'm going to disarm, because I open this gate, it's going to be opposite direction. I'm going to pull, I'm going to push. But it's going to be a surge of power from my core, from my cheek. And then right away, I'm going to give first strike there, because the closest weapon is my puño, closest open target is his face, and I'm going to follow through here and here. So in Bolento, we always follow a disarm with 3 hits. I don't care what the first 2 hits are; those are just stun hits.
Right.
But it's the number 12 where I crack your face in half is the final of the 3 hits.
Nice.
But at this point, so think about what would be your counter to my disarm. Okay, what does it look like? Then think about momentum.
Right.
Think about my power. Which direction is my power going? Going that way. Right. How can you use that power against it? Boom. No.
There's the counter to the counter.
Right.
Right. Oh.
So my momentum is going this way, right? Oh, now you got it. Right. Now you can do something. Never let go of your stick.
Oh. Never let go of the stick.
But you got it. So here, boom, right? You pop it up because my moment's good. So now you can do something. You can grab me, you can block me, whatever you can do. Because now I'm out of position.
Right. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Makes sense. So we're using the power and momentum of our opponents against
understanding
them.
where it's coming from, so you can take it a different direction.
Exactly. So we're just redirecting their power and their energy against them. But it's a lot of it's physics.
Yeah.
A lot of it is physics. And we try to do a lot of doblada, meaning 2 techniques in 1 move. This 2 techniques in 1 move is harder to defend against than 1.
Right.
So I'm going to show you real quick Anxion Bokon's favorite disarm. I'm going to do this side. Yeah. Favorite disarm.
I'm concerned.
And I like this. I like to show this disarm because there's so many different elements and concepts of Bolento taking place within this one simple disarm. So number 5 is a thrust to my belly, right? So come on, right? So I'm going to block it. This is our Balintawak number 5 block. As soon as he comes in, I'm going to control the stick. Control your stick. And I'm going to reach under his wrist. And I'm going to lock the front of his fist with my stick here. And here's the first technique. Remember I said we do opposite motions?
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull and I'm going to push. But when I did that, what did it do to your head? Snapped it back.
Snap back.
Right. So that's a doblada. So I disarmed him. Actually, it's a triple move. So I disarmed him. That disarm went straight
into
puño to the ribs, and I disoriented him with that jerk.
And then comes the stick.
3. That one disoriented you too.
Yes.
And then 2 and 3.
Right, and the jerking of the head is what caused this to happen, because as my brain is trying to...
Exactly. So we understand in Balintawak that it isn't always a blow that causes that disorientation. It's these little jerking.
Yeah. That pull
and you see stars, you go blind for that split second. But in stick fighting, that's all it takes.
Right.
That split second for you to do.
Because you only stop to talk to the people.
No, yeah, exactly.
I would have been here, and before I realized,
yeah,
then I'm done.
Yeah. So
awesome.
that's why that's Anseong Bokon's favorite disarms, because there's so many of these little elements within Balintawak concepts that are taking place within that one disarm.
And like you said, it's understanding those concepts that make it work, not the other way around.
Exactly.
I like this man. I like this
man. Exactly. So how would you counter that? So I always ask these questions for the students because I want them to think. I don't want to do just what I would call Simon Says martial art. Okay, do this, do this, do this. That's Simon Says martial arts. If you don't put it into context, if you don't put it into their history, it's just stick fighting. Yeah, it's just Simon Says.
My only thought is I can't let you get your hand underneath my wrist.
Oh, that could be it. So this is from here, right? So,
right. Yeah. I don't want that.
Because this happens this fast.
Right.
So if you can't do that, so the next, what I would be worried about is stopping this motion. So when I go to, you could do that. You could do that, or you can catch it. So when I this hand here like this. So when I disarm it, that's right there. And now you can lock me or whatever I do. Boom.
Huh. I like it. Simple. And that hurt my toes. Man, those disarms are no joke, man.
So another disarm I like to show is one that I call it my disarm because I modified it.
My disarm? Huh?
Well, I modified it. I don't know if it's my disarm.
Orpillas.
But I modified it from the way I was taught to do a number 2 disarm from Grandmaster Bear.
Okay.
Okay, so give me a number 2 up here, right? So I block, and the old way of doing it is you pop that, right? Pop it out, and then boom. But I didn't like that. I think I could have made it, I wanted to make it more efficient. So from here, I go here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a doblada move. So I'm going to disarm him and hit him all in one. Boom, boom, boom. Not only that, but I have
control of the wrist.
Boom.
Woo!
Say something.
It hurts.
But you see, I tried to teach disarms in a way that make it harder to
what?
It's almost 2.
To count.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah. If I'm falling down, there's no way I can count it.
Yeah. But you can count it. I'm going to show you how you can count it. So from here, we call it awa. So after I do this,
right?
Will that pop out? You know the sticks come this way. Where's my momentum going?
And that way. Oh, and then.
Boom. All right. Get out the line.
Right.
Yeah. You got it. So you already know some of these concepts, but now you're just applying it.
Right. How do you put them together and make them?
And that's the thing about Balinto is I want my students to think.
That's beautiful.
I want them to think, because when they're thinking and they're internalizing it, then they're growing in the art. And it isn't just me telling them do it this way.
Right. They have to think and make it work for them.
Yes. And not only that, but then they start coming up with their own versions of their disarms instead of just repeating everything I taught them.
Wow.
And to me, that's the beauty of being an instructor, is seeing how my students grow and innovate.
Well, Mel, that's beautiful. Our director's telling us that we're reaching the 2-hour mark.
Well, hey,
because we're having way too much fun.
Dude, that was really incredible. Watching it from that side, just seeing you get slapped around. Priceless. I love it. That's my favorite part.
That's why he
That's my favorite part of the show, is that whenever he gets slapped around, I'm like, yeah. Anyways, hey, Mel, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And your support.
This was fun.
Oh, this is great.
This was crazy. We're going to have to visit you again in the near future. This has been the College Conversation with me, Rick.
And me, Naeem.
And our very special guest,
Mel Orpilla.
The historian. Grandmaster of his system of what he does.
Not grandmaster, only a master.
Only a master. Mel Orpilla.
Oh, don't forget, like and subscribe, hit the notification button, and join the
If you have any questions for us to give to Mel, you know, fill out on YouTube, just leave your comments. We'll make sure that he gets that information.
Oh, we definitely will.
When is your school open and where is it at again?
It's Benicia Boxing and Martial Arts, 2002 Columbus Parkway in Benicia. I teach there. Well, actually, not supposed to be teaching because it's COVID.
Right.
But message me and I'll tell you when we have our classes. All right.
Thank you again. Once again, finish it.
College Conversation with
me, Rick.
And me, Naeem.
And we'll see you guys next time. 3, 2, 1, cut!